Over the last decade, one question has quietly but decisively reshaped India's engagement with the world. Is Indian foreign policy now driven more by national security doctrines than by traditional diplomacy? The short answer is yes. The longer, more interesting answer lies in how India has fused security thinking with statecraft and how two individuals at the very top symbolize this shift. On one side stands Ajit Doval, India's national security advisor, a man whose worldview is forged in intelligence, covert operations, and deterrence. On the other is Dr. Jaishankar, India's chief diplomat, known for blunt realism, strategic clarity, and an unapologetic articulation of national interest. Many ask, have there been differences between Doval and Jaishankar? The answer is nuanced. There is no public rift, no institutional clash, but there are differences in emphasis, sequencing, and tone. And those differences are by design. Let's begin with China. From Doklam to Galwan, India's China policy has hardened. Ajit Doval's approach emphasizes deterrence, military readiness, forward deployments, and clearly defined red lines. The logic is simple. Peace without strength is illusion. Jaishankar, meanwhile, has handled the diplomatic side of the same crisis. Engagement mechanisms, disengagement talks, and constant messaging that peace on the border is a prerequisite for normal relations. Here, security sets the floor, diplomacy manages the ceiling. Now turn to Pakistan. Under Doval, India moved from strategic restraint to what is often described as offensive defense, surgical strikes, Balakot, and the willingness to impose costs across the line of control. Jaishankar followed by locking in diplomatic gains, isolating Pakistan internationally, tightening pressure through global forums, and reframing terrorism as a global, not bilateral problem. Kinetic action first, diplomatic consolidation next. The Russia-Ukraine war offers another window into this coordination. From a national security perspective, India needed strategic space, defense supplies, intelligence equities, and long-term balancing. That calculus reflects Doval's worldview. Jaishankar, however, gave this approach its public doctrine, strategic autonomy. His now famous statements made it clear. India will not outsource its foreign policy no matter the pressure. Same destination, different instruments. Even the Quad tells a story. For security planners, the Quad is a stabilizing force in the Indo-Pacific. For diplomats, it is framed as a partnership for rules, technology, supply chains, and maritime norms, carefully avoiding the optics of a military alliance. So what does all this tell us? India's foreign policy today is undeniably security anchored, but it is not security dominated. Instead, it is a dual engine system. Ajit Doval defines the red lines. S. Jaishankar explains them to the world. This is not a clash of personalities. It is a fusion of roles. And in an era of great power competition, this fusion may well define India's rise as a strategic power. You are listening to Delta Doctrines, where strategy meets statecraft.